here. Sorry about that. I accidentally had myself muted. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. So it's my casual Friday. I rarely, if ever, go on a Zoom or do a webinar or do anything where I have to show my face on Friday. In fact, I usually don't even work on Fridays. I mean, I do just through my phone and answering emails and texts or whatever comes through. But I take my kids to school on Mondays, Tuesday mornings, and Fridays. I share that with my sister-in-law. So I try to keep my Fridays as sort of my reset day. I don't know if you guys have noticed by how fast I talk and how I'm energized that I have high functioning anxiety. So I have to have one day per week where I deep clean the crap out of my house. Like I have to have it clean or I cannot function at my best, as my best self during the week. So I am wearing a Harvard sweatshirt. Now, there's a super, super good story behind this, and it relates to freelancing. So I want to tell you this story. It was like a light bulb moment. Yeah, Harvard sweatshirt. I did not go to Harvard. I bought this for $12 on Temu. And I got a question the other day that I think I want to address. I don't think you had to exit the browser because I was muted. So that was a me problem, not a you problem. So Felicia, you should be good. Sorry about that, you guys, that I was muted in the beginning there. So I did not go to Harvard, and I got a really interesting question. Not an interesting question, but a common question I think a lot of paralegals have as it relates to freelancing. And that was, I am not certified as a paralegal. Do you think that that sort of pushes me out of the group as it relates to being able to do freelance work? And it was really, really a great opportunity for me to encourage this person by telling them, I am a first generation within my family. I am a first generation non-college graduate. So I did go to university. I went to paralegal school for some time, and then I went to university. There's a whole, like I could do a whole series on the crash and burning of school as it relates to paralegal. And I went to the university. I restarted. My ultimate goal was to go to law school. I was trying to follow in my family's footstep of education and following the university path and going on to higher education and getting that really good 9-to-5 job with benefits and the works, which I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. In fact, I have step parents. My parents are divorced, and 3 of my parents, of my 4, are teachers. Actually, all 4 of them are. Now that I realize, my stepmom actually teaches nursing. She's in the nursing realm, and she teaches nursing. She has her doctorate and teaches nursing now. So, my 3 out of my 4 grandparents were teachers. Everybody went that teacher route. I had a really, really great career within that. And my siblings, my sister has her master's degree in psychology. She works as a legal researcher for the VA. My other sister is a manager of a whole physician's assistant group over in the Twin Cities. I'm surrounded. Let me summarize this. I am surrounded by highly educated people in my family. So I was the black sheep, could never really figure out what I wanted to do. I always was attracted to law. I dabbled in that. And then I tried nursing school for a while, and I tried all these different majors, and it never really worked out for me. And really, at the end of the day, my calling clearly was, hello, say hi, who you are or where you're watching from. I am the black sheep. I am a first generation non-college graduate in my family. And so when I got that question, which I've seen frequently in all the groups, like, do you have to be certified? Do you have to have this, behind your name to be able to freelance, or are you just screwed? No, the answer is clearly no. And before we get into brand and marketing magic, I want to show you a profit and loss screenshot from one of the months, one of my slower months in 2023. And I'm prefacing this with, I am not here to brag about my earnings or how my business is doing. I have business expenses. We all, have things that we have to put aside and manage and save for the future and all these things. I am not here to boast about what my business has done. The only reason I show you guys my actual financials is to give you validation and proof. Hi, Corinne. Yay, black sheep. is to give you validation and proof. Obviously, if I wanted to show off what I can earn with my business, what I have been earning with my business, I would not be wearing a $12 hoodie from Temu. Like that, I've never been big on, the luxury items, the showing off money. So this is a little bit of a vulnerability for me in doing this, but I want to show you it. I screenshotted it on my phone. I want to show you this because I want you to see how possible it is. That I want you to see that I'm not lying when I say you can make amazing money by starting a freelance paralegal business. Okay, so let me just quick share my screen here. Nope. Yep. Okay, I don't want to show you my entire screen. It's kind of chaos right now. All right. Can you guys see that? Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. This is my profit and loss for November to December 1st, November 1st through December 1st of last year. And why I picked this month is this is my absolute slowest month. I think I work 1 week out of the whole month, like truly work. I'm in Wisconsin. Hunting here, deer hunting is actually like a family holiday. I was raised around deer hunting. So I take a lot of time off to go hunt and be with my family, my side of the family, my husband's side of the family, we all hunt. So I only work, one week out of this whole month. And then in December, we're coming into the holidays, going into New Year. We have Thanksgiving somewhere in between there. So I chose to pick one of my slower months. And I want to point out that this is a slow seasonal month for me. So in the Freelance Paralegal Roadmap, you're going to understand what I say as we look at our seasonalities of our business and using this CEO dashboard. So if you were to take, my seasonalities over the last 3-4 years, you would see a really big dip in my percentage of revenues towards the whole business comes at the end of the year here. And then I have, I think, another dip around the spring. So what you'll see here is this, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but this is my net income, right? On a seasonally slow month. Now imagine yourself as a paralegal that made $15 an hour as a subcontractor, ever imagining that in 3 years, 4 years from now, this would be your net income. Now, mind you, I put some of this back, a lot of it back into the business for forecasting future growth and forecasting future seasonality. I take what I need for me personally, what feels right to buy my $12 Temu sweater. But imagine little old me about to lose our house, getting notices from the bank, being scared at what our future is, to looking at this net income 3 years later in 1 month, right? So that's not the point of this webinar. The point of this webinar is to talk about brand and marketing magic. But as we are getting closer to this pre-purchase discount expiring, which is on Sunday for my Freelance Paralegal Roadmap, I just want to give any of the doubters out there, and when I say doubters, not necessarily doubt in me, but doubt in yourself that this could ever be possible for you. It's so easy for us to throw this off, chalk it off as a pipe dream that, yeah, it'd be great, but like, I'm never going to make that. Some attorneys don't even make that, right? How could I possibly build something for myself? Mind you, I had no business acumen, none, zero. I had horrible Wi-Fi, an old computer. I live in the middle of nowhere. The closest store to get groceries is 30 minutes away at a Walmart, right? I'm in the boonies. And I made this possible from my kitchen table, is what I always like to say. I started it at my kitchen table with a baby on my lap. You can do it too. Okay. All right. So enough of that. For those of you joining, welcome to the Freelance Paralegal 101 mini-series, final day on my casual Friday. And we're going to talk about brand and marketing magic. So this is the last part of my roadmap. As if you joined the Freelance Paralegal Roadmap, this will be the last part of it. And some might ask, why do I put branding as like the last step? Shouldn't we be focusing on branding and who we are and what we're doing from day one? No, I strategically created this roadmap so that once you get to brand and content marketing, which is what I focus on here in this roadmap, and you get to content marketing, everything falls into place like a puzzle. Right? It's seamless. You will get into that intro to content marketing as well as the marketing within the marketing cycles, the 2 webinars within that section of the course. And you'll be like, oh, this is all aligning. This is making sense how I'm coming in. Okay, so here today, I want to talk just really briefly on what is a brand, what is content marketing, and why do so many paralegals that start freelance businesses not get clients, fail, quote unquote. I mean, for a lack of better words, fail in their freelance paralegal market or paralegal business, and what this is all about and what this means for you. So, I will get asked I have been asked in the past, the former course takers, um, I took your course and I'm not getting any clients. It's been 5 months or 3 months or 2 months or whatever it was. And I'll go and I'll do a quick LinkedIn audit. Everything I taught in there to get clients, right? I'll go do a quick LinkedIn audit and it says never posted before. And I'm like, from a place of love and compassion, and obviously I get it. This is, it's hard to put yourself out there. I say, why don't we start by revisiting that roadmap, create your North Star client, create your services, align the services around the North Star client, around the prices, around all the things, and then revisit your brand, build your brand, and then make a couple of posts and then come back to me. Make posts for a whole month, post every single month on my schedule that I've given you, and then come back to me. Now, that particular paralegal I'm talking about ended up falling off the bandwagon and just decided she wasn't going to try in the proper way. However, and this goes right back to my conversation around, you can't just put freelance paralegal on your headline, make a couple of posts sharing other people's content or an introductory post like, hey guys, I'm freelancing, and then disappear. Okay. Content marketing and with your brand image in mind, is a marathon, not a sprint. And as you content market your brand, your solutions, your services, you're not just going out there saying, hey, this is what I do. You're going out there and saying, this is why I do it. These are the problems I solve. These are the benefits of working with me. You're marketing the outcomes instead of the what. You're marketing the outcomes, right? It's a marathon, and it starts compiling on one another. And content marketing is the most effective way to soar your freelance paralegal business. I have found in the paralegal business space, content marketing is where it's at, and you should focus at least 80%, 90% of your efforts in your content as it relates to your marketing. The rest should be networking, direct outreach, those types of things. Now, a lot of people will be like, why don't I just hire a marketing agency? And this is a point that I'm making around content marketing and how it can be effective, actually effective. A lot of people will say, well, I'm just going to start hiring an agency and do a pay-per-click. Okay. And that pay-per-click might guarantee you 10 discovery calls on your calendar, or you don't pay. And you're like, well, that sounds awesome. If I got 10 discovery calls, chances are I'm going to convert a couple of those clients and it'll pay for itself. But that isn't really the case, because we are in the uniqueness that is the legal industry, first and foremost. And I don't even know if this is exclusive to the legal industry, of why I don't believe in cold lead generation by outside companies personally, is that I have a 98% conversion rate, but that doesn't mean I have 30 sales calls a month. Some months I get 5 sales calls. Some months I get 2. Some months I get 15. The point is that those sales calls are all pre-qualified for my services because of how they ended up on my calendar. They've either ended up there because they've seen my content marketing, the things I'm posting, podcasts, videos, blogs. That's content. You're creating content and putting it into the world. They're either ending up on my call because they've seen that enough times and resonated with my message that they're already deciding in their head that this could potentially be a very good match for what they're needing in their business, the problem I'm solving, the solutions I bring, the benefits they experience as a result, how they can expedite the trajectory of their growth within their law firm by working with our company and getting proper placements of paralegals, what have you, right? So that's one way they're coming. They're seeing my stuff consistently. The other way they're coming is that somebody else has seen my stuff or has connected with me because they've seen my stuff. Everybody that I've connected with that has referred clients to me has seen my stuff, whether that's marketers, legal consultants, CFOs, what have you, anybody in the legal space. Okay. And that's why within it, we also talk about LinkedIn optimization and making sure you're creating a very robust network so that you can go and effectively market to your ideal audience, right? So those are the two ways they're coming in. Now, what happens when you go and you hire a pay-per-click meaning that we're going to put ads out there for you, or we're going to generate leads with ads, or paid per click is like more, I am saying this wrong. Not paid per click. Sorry guys. It's Friday. Not paid per click. Paid per click can be okay as you develop your business and you really know your target market, because you really have to, it's like ads, right? We want to make sure we're targeting our ads to the right people. I'm talking about lead generation companies, not paid per click. Lead generation companies that will say, we will get X, your demographic of client. It's an attorney in this state practicing this area on your calendar for a call, and you don't pay unless we get them scheduled. What happens though is those are cold leads. Okay. So it's up to you to convert them within that call, first and foremost. Second of all, how did that person get them on your scheduler? Did they say, are you interested in learning about different staffing opportunities for your law firm? Something very generic, very general. They get you on there, but they're just not totally qualified yet. So you're talking to cold people. I don't want people on my calendar unless they've warmed up to me. I do not want cold leads on my calendar. It's so painful to try to get through that. So really at the end of the day, you're paying all this money out. Yes, they got them on your calendar. Great. And I'm not saying that's not worth it down the road. Personally, for me, it's not, because I don't want to spend my time trying to warm people up that way. Sure, it might work out, but chances are maybe 2% of those leads, that they get on your calendar are actually needing your services. Further, with my 98% conversion rate, the reason my conversion rate is so very high is because of this roadmap that I implemented into my business, and I'm teaching paralegals to implement into their business, that I have North Star client lining up with my service offering. The price point is perfect for them. I don't have to sell them. They have sold themselves on us already by expressing on the call what their problems are, right? They're there because we can solve their problem. And it just becomes easy and, to be honest, fun, right? It's fun. I love my sales calls. Love it, regardless if I convert or not. Okay. So that's content marketing, where, you're getting, that is why content marketing is so very, very important and so very powerful for this business. You are also, through your content marketing, building authority, building expertise. You are becoming the go-to expert in X. And I'm going to tell you this right here, because I know this will block people from being like, well, I'm not an expert. Wait, Jacqueline. Like, I can write some solid demand letters. I can draft some really heavy discovery, but I am by no means an expert in personal injury. I'm not telling you have to be an expert in personal injury at all. In fact, I discourage you from trying to promote that too much. What I am saying is that you're becoming an expert as it relates to the supporting of law firms, your ideal client, and how you solve their problems. You are an expert in that. And that is where we get this imposter syndrome as we go to content market, and we stop content marketing, or we don't publish a blog, or we don't post anything, because we're like, I can't try to tell attorneys that I know more than them. Like, that makes me feel like an imposter. I only have 5 years of experience. I only have 6 years of experience. I am not, a seasoned attorney like these partners of big law firms, right? So we get this imposter syndrome. And I think that's what uniquely settles us into imposter syndrome as paralegals, trying to market our expertise and our authority to attorneys, is we think that we're not up to their expertise. So we could not by any means get them to buy into our expertise, right? And also we know that lawyers have a tendency, we love them dearly in a lot of ways. So any lawyer that's seeing this, no harm intended, lawyers can be very stubborn in their authority, okay? In their position. They went through law school. They drained and beat themselves almost to death trying to get that degree and become a practicing attorney. And they do. And they rightfully should be very proud of their expertise and their knowledge and their education and their experience. However, they are not business owners by nature. They were never taught to be business owners. They have no business acumen. Some might. We are teaching them how to better their law firms by partnering with a freelance paralegal, by bringing a freelance paralegal into their space versus hiring the first person that they can pluck off the street that has zero experience, because that's all they can afford and that's what's in their market, right? We're allowing them to not settle and actually make strategic decisions to expedite the growth of their law firm. In comes you. You start talking this way to attorneys. Can you see how that shifts? That power shift has happened. And that's what I teach in the Freelance Paralegal Roadmap. Let's have that power shift happen because you are not their employee. You're not trying to convince them and come sit for a job interview. You have a power shift here where you're becoming the expert. You are the expert in the problem you are solving for them as it relates to staff struggles, as it relates to the growth of their law firm. And you are the expert there. And they want to listen. They want to listen to your expertise. So it's that shift of mentality where you can step away from that imposter syndrome and look at a different avenue of establishing your authority. And then just the proof is in the pudding. Is that even a phrase? Somebody tell me if that's a phrase. The proof is in the pudding, right? When you get on with them and you are very confident and you're creating services you know you can confidently perform, then they're like, yes, I made the right decision, right? So that's the magic of content marketing, is you are establishing yourself as an authority, as an expert. Yes, great. Thank you, Mary. But Mary, I feel like we just kind of connect, like we get each other's language. So does anybody else like it? Oh yeah, wait, no, you're telling me proof is in the pudding is an actual thing, right? Mary gets, I feel like we're the same kind of in a way and how we think. So that's the magic of content marketing, is it's there to not only generate clients, first and foremost, we're content marketing constantly. So we have clients going in and out of different marketing cycles, and they're in our cycle, right? They're in that cycle of our marketing. They got sucked into it because they accepted us on LinkedIn, and then they go in through these different stages, and we're diversifying that content marketing so perfectly and so intentionally that we are speaking to our deal client at different stages of their marketing cycle, our marketing cycle that they are in. Okay. So that provides long-term paybacks. Okay. The other thing is, we all know, we were all told this, when the internet became a big thing, and as the internet continues to be a big thing, and now we have kids and we're like, hey, you cannot put things on the internet because they don't go away. They're there forever. Someone could see it, screenshot it, whatever. We warn people about this, about the internet. Same thing goes for your content marketing in a positive way. I had a client call me, a potential client that I converted into a client, call me sometime, doesn't matter, saying that they searched how many hours you should expect your paralegal to be billing out. The way they phrased it landed them on my website. That blog, I was so curious. I'm like, I don't remember writing a blog. It was one little phrase that I had put in a blog that I had wrote 2 years ago. Okay. It will continue to pay you back. Same thing with any videos you put out, any infographics, anything that is findable, searchable, like repurpose based on the keyword search, right? It'll pay you back. Further, now let's connect that to a brand. Start asking questions, guys, if you have any, because we're getting close to the end here. Now let's connect that to a brand. So you take that marketing magic, that magic of content marketing, and knowing that it's building your authority and it's building your expertise, and it's gaining yourself a seat at the table in this industry, right? A real seat at this table. Now you match that with intentional branding. That's where you find your amazing right people, the people that you're supposed to be working with that are going to expedite and excel your business in a very enjoyable and amazing way. Further, you're creating, because they're seeing your content marketing, you're matching your brand, which is your personality. It's your unique proposition of who you are in the industry. And you've built that over time. Now, I do want to say that is one thing that will take a long time for you to build, which is fine, because obviously we can have success without a really, really strong brand. Branding takes time. Brand recognition takes time, where people are seeing your stuff and then they're like, oh, I remember them, or I see those colors and I know exactly who I'm reading. I don't have to look at the name. I see the way they're positioning things and the way they're talking and the words they're choosing for XYZ, because their brand is very much present here. It's just like you see a swoosh and that's what that is, right? You connect with it. When you think of Nike, do you just think of the swoosh? Do you just think of, athletic clothes, or what else do you think when you hear the word Nike? I don't really think anything, because I'm wearing a sweater from Temu. Like, I don't think anything about that stuff, but some people might. So let me know if you think of anything when you think of Nike, or when you think of Charmin. I could tell you Charmin. Every time I think of Charmin, the brand, the everything, I think of like it doesn't pill up because of their little the way the bears, and my husband just flips out if I buy anything other than Charmin. So we have that brand recognition, okay? And that takes time to build up. It takes consistency in our message. It takes consistency. Just do it. Right, Mary? Yes, you're right. That is what I think of when I think of Nike. Just do it. Um, it takes time, but the brand matched with the content marketing, not just to put content out there, but also put content out there with your personality behind it, with your that's okay, Christy. Um, I will answer that question in a second. I'm almost done here. With your message, with your feeling. And this is why it's so hard to put into words because a brand is not tangible. There might be imagery that's tangible, but a brand is a feeling. Okay. Like Nike, just do it. That's too much for me. I don't exercise. But they have other messages around that. Just do it. Just do it. Be a freelance paralegal. All right. The brand is a feeling, and you mix that in with your content marketing. So you have your content marketing, you're putting authority into the world, you're putting your expertise into the world, you're power shifting with the attorney that's reading your stuff. You're no longer the person applying for jobs. You're the person they're looking to for guidance into how to solve this unique problem. Freelance paralegals do paralegal work, but they're solving a problem for a business beyond what an employee can solve. Employees do paralegal work too. Why a freelancer versus an employee? And we're not really in competition with employees because, again, freelance paralegals solve a different business problem that employees can solve, right? We both kind of do the same thing. It's just in the delivery of it and the unique expertise, the very focused expertise you're coming in to solve based on what your services are, what your North Star client is, what you've decided this whole business is going to do. And then you go into the content marketing, you solve that problem. You got that power shift from I am not an employee. I am now your educator, your consultant, somebody that is teaching you how to build your law firm up in a path of least resistance in a sustainable way as you scale it. And then you add in that little brand. I should have said brand magic, but it's all magic. I guess brand and marketing magic. You add in, you sprinkle in that brand time over time over time, and you start to become a very recognized professional within this industry. And that brand takes some time. It does not take too much time with your content marketing if you're staying consistent with it, because you might have somebody you're connecting correctly with LinkedIn. You have somebody come in and um, somebody comes in and they might have a need right away. They're in a different stage of their life cycle, right? They might enter your marketing cycle, see what they need to see what your stuff is. They like it, they schedule with you, they sign with you. But you might have somebody coming in that doesn't have a need and they need to be nurtured. And they have to be nurtured through the process of getting to having a need so that they remember to come to you. And that's when you go from, okay, I have clients, I got a few clients within these first couple of months. This is fantastic. Now I'm full up. And to all of a sudden, holy crap, I am scaling. Like, what is happening? Because all those marketing efforts are paying off and they'll continue to pay off, right? And then you keep that cycle going. You never slow down. You keep content marketing. You keep yourself fresh. You keep yourself relevant. It will eventually pump out, right? Okay. Great question. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Christy, I joined late, so apologies, no problem. If a B, sorry, I can't see names, so I don't. If somebody's question was already answered, do you suggest a separate business account for LinkedIn? Yes, and yes, yes, I do. I do recommend you have a separate account for LinkedIn. However, I'm going to tiptoe how I say this because I don't want to tell you false information. I can talk from my experience. I have created more real relationships and engagement and following, organic following, right? On LinkedIn. I think we're at like 7,500. I have 7,500 followers personally, all in the legal industry. Over the last couple of years, right? I think I can connect more and be more relatable and be more let my brand shine through if it's coming from my mouth because I'm really trying to build authority myself, not in necessarily my company. Now, that being said, I do have a company profile. We're constantly inviting people to like it, trying to get traction on there. I have not really posted on it in a while, um, because I don't get a lot of response from my business page. Never have. But what can be very useful is you having that business page and sharing things over into your personal, right, from that business page. So it's like, okay, we're an established business here. Clearly, we have this business page, and then you are, sharing stuff from your business page as the CEO. Does that make sense? Right? Does that make sense? That I would put more time and effort into your personal LinkedIn because you can always direct people to your business from yourself, but sometimes it's hard to direct people to you from your business, and I just think business account, and again, I don't wanna give false information here that I'm sure we could make business accounts really, really successful. I just think for the quickest way to build authority and expertise, it needs to come from you, right? So that's my tidbit on if I say I do suggest a business account for LinkedIn, but I do also suggest that you use your personal account to share your greatness, right? And to build that presence on LinkedIn as a human being, not a business, right? Does that make sense? Okay. Thank you so much, Shelby, for sharing that roadmap in the comments there. And the entrepreneur planner, freelance paralegal roadmap, pre-purchase discount ends on Sunday. That's it. I'm not going to be super busy. Well, I probably will be actually because we're about to hunker down for a storm. It's been snowing all day. We're getting like I don't know, we could be getting almost a foot of snow, -15 wind chills. So I ran to the grocery store today, spent way too much money, but I like stocked up. I'm like, I have so much food to put away after I end this call, and cleaning to do. This is my cleaning Friday, my casual, relaxed. That's what I do to relax. I clean. I have issues. I know. So Friday is my cleaning day, and I'm going to go do that. And I hope everybody has enjoyed this mini series. I hope if you do feel the calling to become a freelance paralegal, to change your financial reality. For those just joining now, I think I closed that. I did. No, I can reopen it. For those that are just joining, now, or maybe didn't see this when I shared it, if you remember this, if you are thinking about it over the weekend and you're thinking you really want to do it, but as I've talked about, I think in the last episode or the last mini webinar, where you have this calling and you feel like this is something I really need to do. And you're even getting signs from the universe, your boss is acting funky, or you've had a bad week at work, or somebody reached out to you, or me landing on me. That could be a sign too, landing on this. And your mind gets in the way and starts trying to talk you out of like, there's no way, Sam, that you could possibly ever be a successful freelance paralegal or build a business that allows you to work less and earn more. This is my slowest month of November. Okay. This is the slowest month or the slowest season of last year. This is a profit margin pulled. I don't have my P&Ls done for the year. This is the slowest, right? I didn't think I could do this. I did not think I could do this. I had no inclination in my mind that I would ever accomplish that I would ever go from making $15 an hour, $12 an hour as a subcontractor, as a paralegal, a local paralegal, a burnt out stay-at-home mom, barely making it by, almost losing our house, to this being the reality, right? I didn't think so. And again, I only share this to inspire you and to give you actual proof that it's possible. And if you need to talk to me over the weekend a little bit about it and bounce off some ideas, you know where to find me. Happy to answer. I'm kind of attached to my phone. So just shoot me a message and we can chat a little bit and discover if this is right for you and if you're ready. So All right, everybody. Thank you so much for those, especially that have been watching this diligently every day and joining me. I appreciate it. It's better than hearing crickets sometimes, right? All right. Have a great, great weekend. If you're part of the storm that's going all over the place, stay safe, stay home, eat some chili if you're in cold places, have a margarita for me if you're in warm, uh, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you.